The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on TOMz Radio Toronto are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of TOMz Radio Toronto or its staff. These broadcasts are presented and made public as entertainment and general information only, in the hope that they will be entertaining and informative to listeners. They are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate in any way any disease or condition or to promote any specific lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice, nor is the information presented necessarily accurate or verifiable.
Well, live again for TOMz Radio Toronto here in our station. And we have here today one special guest. Of course, this is Mondatel, and of course, this is Tinig ng Bayan Sunday edition with our co-host, Rolly Mangante, the the founding president of Taste of Manila, with one officer of PESO, the organizer of Taste of Manila, the vice chairman of PESO, Mr. Pete Torralba. Rolly, could you please greet your thousands of listeners and fans all over the world?
All right, good afternoon to everyone of listeners and viewers of TOMz Radio. We are here in Tinig ng Bayan on Tower 3 and Batterson Wilson. And we are very special guests this afternoon. Our very own Councilor James Pasternak of York Center. Good afternoon to everyone.
It is great to be here. It is wonderful to be at Bathurst and Wilson, little Manila, and it is absolutely wonderful to join the community. I realize this is a very difficult time for the Filipino community, for the city of Toronto, for our province, for our country. But I know the Filipino community is very strong, and we will get through this.
Well, of course, we will be talking to Councilor Pasternak about everything in his riding the York Center Downs View. But beforehand, we have to introduce to you the vice chairman of the organizer of Taste of Manila for 2 years, Mr. Pepito Capit. I call him Capit.
All right.
Torralba. Okay, Pete?
Thank you very much for having me this Tinig ng Bayan today, April the 11th. Thank you very much for having me.
You're very shy introducing yourself. At any rate, going to our special, as I told you, we'll be asking everything, almost everything about his riding here. Firstly, what is going on right now is the province-wide 4-week lockdown that really affects the small businesses, particularly here in your riding. What could you say about it? The not stopping complaint of these small businesses.
I know this pandemic over the last year has been very hard on the small business, particularly the restaurants and
The saloons,
the bars. The heart of our economy is the family-run small business owner.
correct.
And we know that in this area, the Filipino community owns many stores and runs many businesses. And this whole pandemic has been very hard on the community. So, I mean, we hope that we can roll the vaccine out. I encourage everybody to get the vaccine. It has proven it is safe. It will save lives. It'll avoid serious illness and hospitalization. And it'll keep our businesses open.
Well, Capit, you have a question to
Yes,
Councilor?
I have a question actually from Mr. Philip Veloso. And the question is this. Question to the councilor. What are the plans of the city council for our economic recovery? That's one. And the second one is, as of today, COVID cases is rise again. Any other measures or plan of the city council? Is a total lockdown or even curfew an option or possibility?
I think it's proven that curfews and severe lockdowns hurt more than they help. I think the goal for all of us now is to continue to do what we're doing. I'm wearing a mask to set an example. We're wearing masks to be safe. We're staying at home as much as possible. We're social distancing. Those are the things individuals can do. Now, on top of that, we can get a vaccine.
Yeah.
And we're rolling out very strong in this area because it's a priority area. So what's the plan? The plan is to roll out this vaccine as much as we can and get the jabs into arms as quickly as we can. And that's the province, the city, and the federal government all working together. At the same time, we have to stay safe. And we have to do everything we can to make sure we don't get it and we don't spread it. So I'm here to give a message that I think the worst of it is going to be over soon. The cases are going up, but hopefully we can flatten the curve. We can get people out of hospital and back home, and that we can keep everybody safe. So this is a lockdown, but still there's still a lot of freedoms out. The stores are still open by curbside pickup. You can still go out and get many of your services, and you can do takeout food for restaurants. But I don't think it'll get any more severe than that.
Yeah.
Rolly, any further questions?
Thank you very much for your very specific counselor to our viewers and listeners. And every time that I talk to some businesses here, like a restaurant and salon, that the first time that when the baby born, the number one teach to the baby is close open of the 5 fingers. That is the reality of our business now. Close open and open, close open. I know that the rules and regulation and we have to follow the protocol. And then when is that open again?
So the lockdowns, the province controls the lockdowns. And they're the ones that we had the patios open for the restaurants, and they were open for 2 weeks. A lot of restaurant owners put a lot of money into that, and then they were closed again.
Yeah.
And so it is the province that decides whether to do lockdowns across the province. The city does some of the enforcement. Unfortunately, we have to play the bad guy, the bad cop. So they rely on the municipality to enforce some of these rules.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what we're doing is we're taking the vaccines and we're targeting areas with high numbers. So we're targeting warehouses, factories, essential workers, young people who are still socializing a lot. And we're taking tens of thousands of vaccines and going into those areas where there's high infection rates. And we hope we can bring it down to zero.
Councillor, can I butt in? Considering what you said, that the province imposes the protocols, the lockdowns, everything. They decide when and where the lockdown could be. But the province and the city of Toronto have different medical director that handles the problem of pandemic. Can the city oppose the plans and action of the provincial in imposing? Did the province talk to you first before they impose this lockdown?
Well, they might have spoken to the mayor. They didn't call me.
No, I mean the city of Toronto.
Yeah. So the Premier Ford,
Okay.
and Mayor Tory are in touch all the time.
Okay.
I must say, councillors don't really get consulted on this.
It
Decisions
is
are
between
made.
the mayor and the premier to decide the fate of the people here in
Right.
Ontario.
Well, I mean, they do consult with their medical
Yes.
people and get advice. You know what? I mean, I look at what's going on worldwide, and there's very few countries that know exactly perfectly what to do.
Correct. Correct.
It is a very difficult piece. So it's very hard for us. We want to help. You asked about the economic recovery.
Yeah.
We want to support small businesses. We want to get them prospering again. We want to make sure people can come into the stores, come into the restaurants, advertise them, use some of our power at the city to make sure that people buy local. that they shop locally and spend their money locally. Now remember, there should be money at the end of this. People are not going on vacations. They're not staying in hotel rooms. They're not flying anywhere. They shouldn't be anyway. So hopefully, with that extra money, they'll be able to boost up the retail in the area. But to answer your question, the premier and the mayor sort of talk and then they go forward. Look, we hope this is short-lived, and we can get back to normal soon.
Because some of us could not comprehend, could not understand the logic of different versions of the medical director of the province and the city of Toronto. Because we know the city of Toronto, the doctor of is the Filipina by birth. So we know we could ask her of what really transpired. Is the number correct? But she could not answer if what they recommend to the province is being observed or taken, you know?
Well, I mean, one thing I don't mind saying is we have 1,500 parks across the city. Earl Bales, you know very well.
Yeah, it's the biggest of for Filipinos. Yeah.
Like last year, we were coming down too hard on park users.
Correct.
We want people to be in our parks. We want them to be outside in the fresh air, having picnics or having small groups, and we don't want them inside buildings, inside apartments, hallways, or kind of lobbies and that kind of thing. We want them outside. They're safer. They're safer outside. So our position is get outside when the weather's nice. But right now we're under a stay-at-home order.
Hey, that's so huge decision from the premier, of course. And of course, nobody could oppose that because it's a law. We have to follow the law. The problem is the non-dying complaint of this small business. They have not yet to be open on April 3rd or tomorrow, Monday, especially the barber shop and the salons. They are not yet open yet. They bought a lot of things that be used on Monday, but here, last Friday, they declared another lockdown. They were asking us, we have some guests here who told us what will happen to us. We spent so much on this and we built some plastic barriers to our clientele, and yet we make loans to other. How could we repay that if we are being closed again for a month?
That's probably the question is there what kind of help?
Financial assistance, perhaps? Financially?
Well, I would encourage the business owners that are watching here today to call my office. I believe the contact information is on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there are federal, provincial, and municipal programs to help small businesses restart again, to get going again, and we're prepared to do everything we can to help that.
Yeah.
I should point out when I said get outside.
Yeah.
Right now there's a stay at home. There's a stay at home order. Doug's going to call me this afternoon. He's going to say, "What are you talking about?" So you can go to your park for exercise, to walk your dog, to get some fresh air. That's okay.
That's what you are trying to say here. Not totally out of your house.
No, we do want people. You're safest at home.
With all these guidelines on the COVID-19, any violator, what kind of what kind of penalty if they don't abide by the guidelines imposed by the city and the provincial government?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think when it comes to enforcement, only the most blatant violation of the rules will be enforced. So if there's a big party at a house with dozens of people and there's music and alcohol and no one has masks on, that police will be called and they'll start writing fines.
Yeah.
They're not going to chase someone outside for walking their dog or getting some exercise.
Yeah.
So it's mostly fines.
Yeah.
if they refuse to give information on who they are and identify themselves, they could be arrested.
Oh, I see.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arrested and with a monetary penalty or
Well,
jail term or what kind?
I hope it's not going to be a jail term. I mean, it would be.
There is no such thing as jail time for violation of
Yes.
health protocol. Just
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
I think it's from 750 to 1,000.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
maximum of probably 10,000
Yes.
if you exceed the number of people attending your party without mask.
I have a received message today,
Okay.
and they asking that I am a part-time barber shop and working to the barber shop salon.
Lapit, microphone.
And the question is, you close our salon. How can I survive my family? I don't have any like a right to buy a rice. Can allowed to mobile for haircut or makeup by person who call by house or working to garage services.
Yeah.
Personal
It
service,
is-
you mean?
It has been devastating on small business, particularly the barbershops and the saloons. We hope we can get them open soon, and it was primarily a provincial decision. I'm not trying to pass the buck, but it was primarily a provincial decision not to have them open. I think they can open with safety measures, with masks, with shields. You can't social distance when you're cutting someone's hair, but maybe a limit on the number of people in
Yeah.
the store.
The quantity of people
yeah.
are
The
coming
quantity.
inside. Yeah.
And the barbershops are not super spreaders.
Yeah, no.
The big problem now are warehouses, factories, essential workers. So that's why we're taking tens of thousands of vaccines and vaccinating that whole cluster, that whole group. So we're getting a lot of vaccines in the area. We just have to make sure people go. The vaccines are effective, they're safe, and they'll save lives.
One question that bothers me so much is that this kind of question. Senior citizens are allowed, or they are in the top priority list of people to receive vaccine. Now they are on the level 70 to 79. In Toronto, anybody 18 years old and up could go to your vaccine centers, right? They could be vaccinated anytime.
Yeah, so in the coming days, there'll be an announcement on where you can go if you're 18 and older.
Yes,
In certain areas. It's not everybody.
not everybody.
It's just in certain areas.
Okay.
Now we did the older people first, 80 and over, because they were the high at risk in long-term care facilities.
Yeah.
So we did long-term care facilities, we did frontline police officers, we did frontline medical people, we did some of the homeless, we did indigenous groups, and then we started lowering the age group. And at pharmacies, you may recall, 60 to 64 could get AstraZeneca.
Yes.
And that's I got my shot. I got my shot right here.
I haven't got mine yet. because-
Mine. I got it April 3.
You got
Pfizer.
I had my AstraZeneca,
I'm not yet.
and I'm supposed to go back in June. So there's a long
Yes,
gap
yes.
Yeah.
between shots.
Yeah.
My question is this. I live in Richmond Hill. And the age level there is still from 70 to 79 to register. I'm not yet on the service. Now, can I ask you, Councilor, Toronto is accepting, are you accepting people not from Toronto City? Because you are going to ask our IDs if we really live in
Yeah.
Toronto, right?
Right.
If I live in Richmond Hill, can I go here to register and have my vaccination?
Well,
I don't
that's-
live in Toronto.
Yeah, so that's a very good question. Apparently, 20% of the vaccines that we give in Toronto are from people who don't live here.
Oh,
So you can go, but when it comes to that 18 and older,
Yes.
that demographic in the high priority areas, you have to have one of those postal codes. They're all listed there.
the postal code.
Postal codes.
Postal
All right.
code.
So you could line up if you're a frontline medical worker, if you have underlying conditions, and of course your age. So what's good is they're lowering the age, so more and more people are being vaccinated,
Okay.
and of course we're going into high infection rate areas to make sure that their vaccine, they get the vaccine and don't spread it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, could we choose our own vaccine? Could we choose the dose that could be inoculated to us?
No, if you go
Well,
to hospital, basically what they
Whatever
give you
is
a pres-
available there, they will inject
Yeah,
it to
so I urge people not to be picky.
Okay.
all, all,
Of course, beggars could not be choosy.
all the vaccines are tested and safe.
Yeah.
No medicine is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
Correct.
some people are allergic to penicillin.
Yeah.
Some people
Yes.
are allergic to aspirin.
Yeah.
So the vaccines have been tested and they're proven, and they will save lives.
Right.
Now, the
That's
next question that I'd like to ask, Councilor, is the vaccination. Is it limited to permanent residents, Canadian citizen? How about those has been stuck here, cannot go back to their country of origin?
Right.
Because of the
Stuck up
COVID-19
here, they could
and
not travel.
restriction.
Yeah, correct.
So, are they allowed to take the vaccination with no cost for them?
So there are programs available for when someone doesn't have a health card. Is that what
Yes,
they're-
yeah,
so,
yes.
so they're undocumented.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is a problem because I took my wife. We had to show her health card. I went. I had to show my health card. Everyone has to show their health card. So if you don't have a health card, that means you're undocumented.
Yeah.
And you have to go. There's a special arrangement that can be made, but we want everybody. We want undocumented residents of the city also to get their vaccine. They may be reluctant to come forward because they don't want to.
Like,
They don't want to
exactly, yes.
give out their
Yeah.
information.
Yeah, they're scared.
But
of
that's
course.
confidential information. We are a sanctuary city,
Yes.
and that is confidential information.
Yeah, that's good to know.
I like it. Sanctuary city. Toronto. Yeah, you are accepting people who run away from their home. They are considered refugee.
Well,
Political refugee, probably.
This city has always welcomed people from all over the world.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's why it's a great city.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for every one person, how many times that you receive vaccine? How many?
I believe 2 times.
2 times?
I believe.
So so with Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca, it's 2 doses.
That's right.
Usually you want to get them within 1 to 4 months
Yeah.
apart,
Oh, per month.
ideally. Johnson & Johnson is a 1-dose
Yeah, I've heard that.
vaccine.
1 time.
So that has a ways to go, but that would be a 1-shot
Yeah.
vaccine.
That's what I'm waiting.
Like,
Johnson and Johnson.
Like for example, if I need to vaccine to me for Pfizer, can the second time is AstraZeneca?
Well, that's a very good question because they're not sure. In Europe, they're testing. What happens if the first person gets AstraZeneca, and then they get Pfizer, Moderna. Is that
Yeah,
is that a
yeah.
problem? So they don't know.
I don't know yet.
They don't know.
Oh, wow.
It's a mixture of vaccine.
Yeah. No. How's that for an answer?
No answers yet.
So we're watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're waiting for, I guess, everyone who had it at a pharmacy, like me, got AstraZeneca. So we're waiting for that new supply to come in, and so we can get our second doses.
Yeah, because
okay.
some people are okay. Good is Pfizer. Good is AstraZeneca. Good, bad is. Some people are like that. Okay, so they confuse the people that yeah, you take AstraZeneca, it's good.
Yeah.
Don't take Pfizer. But you take Pfizer, don't take
Yeah, well, I took
AstraZeneca.
Pfizer, and the only reaction I have is after 2 hours I feel sleepy. That's basically
Oh, yeah?
it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So I took AstraZeneca at the pharmacy, and about 7 hours after I had the vaccine, I started getting these chills all the way through
Oh,
my
wow.
body. And then it morphed into a headache, and then tiredness,
Yeah.
really tired. So I couldn't get out of bed the next day. But then after that, I couldn't eat. I didn't have any appetite. So, but by about dinner time the next day, I was a lot better. I was feeling better.
That's nice.
But
That's nice.
I don't like spending a day in bed. I can tell you that now.
So no side effects so far on you.
Yeah. So that was the only side effect. Then I felt fine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a called hotline after having a reaction that you don't know, that you could call and tell them how you feel and everything, and they
Yeah.
will tell you this is a standard or a normal reaction to people. In other words, they're saying the vaccine is working. That's
Right.
what they're saying.
Oh yeah. No, I read that. Yes.
Yeah.
And I told Dr. Davila, who you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because she's of Philippine extraction. I told her my whole story, the story I just told you now, and she was listening intently. And I should point out that this area also has up in Downsview the hangar is giving vaccines. Downsview Arena
Yes, that's
is
right.
giving vaccines.
That's what I had.
Baycrest
Yeah.
is giving vaccines, and the pharmacies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, IGA. IGA.
Oh yeah, AGA.
Baycrest, yeah. So we have this area is very well covered.
That's right.
I mean, we're very lucky that we have a lot of different opportunities to get the vaccines
Yes,
in this
yeah.
area.
Yes, because some people there are going are finished to vaccine in IGA. Like for example, Lino Iroma, one of our
Yeah.
vice chair.
That's where I had mine at IDA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are happy that you're here to explain a lot about the vaccination processes here in Toronto, and we are lucky that we learn a lot from you, especially me. I don't live in Toronto, and I want to be vaccinated here. And 20% is allotted for non-Torontonians, right? As what you have said a while ago.
I heard that about 20% of the vaccines we're doing here are for residents who don't live in Toronto. They,
Yes.
they live Richmond Hill
Yeah.
or Barrie
Or
or
Markham, or right.
Brampton, wherever.
Well, thank you very much. But before we are going to ask you about some project of there's a message. What do you plan to do to help the Filipino community in general and the Taste of Manila in particular? And how are you going to accomplish this? From Arthur Villasete, Toronto Health School.
That is our neighbor.
Well,
Yes.
so, I mean, I'll tell you, I mean, one of the most frustrating parts of the pandemic, we know people become ill, people have died.
Yeah.
It has hurt the economy, but it has also hurt, our cultural activities.
Correct.
And
Correct.
Taste of Manila, I mean, to me, that was the most exciting event of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking about it in council the other day. We had over 100,000 people each day or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Not less than 300,000 in 2 days.
300,000. So,
Yes.
I would like to see it back.
Yeah.
We obviously have to rely on the medical people
Yeah,
to give us
correct.
the okay, or they won't issue the permits. So let's hope it would be in August.
Yes.
So let's hope that that we can get it done this year. You'll have my full support.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very
and,
much, sir.
and but it has to be safe, and we want to make sure that we're not spreading any virus.
Yeah.
That everybody is safe, but we're just going to have to sit tight for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Correct. But before that, before the Taste of Manila, we will be having the Philippine Independence Day celebration, the flag ceremony here at the Little Manila Parquet. And I believe you will be there joining us.
Oh yes.
Yes.
What date? You have
June
to pick-
6th.
June 13.
Oh, June 13.
We had the meeting last night because June 6 is too close. And that we have to do it on a Sunday because we want you to be there.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
sweet of you. That's
Not
so
a
nice.
Saturday. June 3 is a Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we want you to be there because of all people. We consider you as the father of this organization
Yeah.
that really transpire us, the
Yeah.
officials and members of the Taste of Manila Festival.
Yeah.
No, that would be great. I love your flag raising event.
Yes.
And do you want me? I'll invite the mayor.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will be sending you invitations.
The
Okay.
other thing that
Yeah.
I would like to remind the city is we have requested a flagpole to be erected on the little park for the Philippine platform.
Yeah, if you remember 3 years ago that the mayor was one of our guests in park, that
Yes,
he
yes.
mentioned about the two flagpole when you are there.
That's right.
And Canadian flagpole and
The
Philippine flagpole will be erected then.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, we're just following it up because we've heard that it is being held in abeyance with other pandemic problems with the city council. But there was a request there in your office, I believe, or in the council itself.
Yeah.
Where we
Okay,
just
so-
don't know what happened to it, the budget for this or what.
Yeah, the budget. Yeah, you may,
Under this economic condition, that will be. I
The
don't know how
budget
much budget
is-
we can get from the city.
well,
to be honest with you.
you know, you may have noticed we have no money.
Yes. Anyway, we have a plug ball to be used on June 13th.
Yeah.
What we need is your presence there.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Rolly?
you know
some
what?
viewers are, thank you, Councilor Pasternak. We are watching your program of Tinig ng Bayan of TOMz. I'm your riding. I'm your residence. Your right. Thank you. Rigamet family.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, right.
Oh, very nice. That's very sweet. Yeah.
The other thing that I would like to again put up is the possibility of having the area. Remember, we talked about the little Manila thing, declared as Little Manila, the Wilson and Bathurst area.
Right. Right.
So, what kind of resolution do we need to
Well,
pass it to the council?
I know that you've met with Itacan
Yes.
about a BIA.
Yes, yes.
So it has my full support. We tried it a number of years ago.
That's right.
We didn't get enough votes, enough positive votes. So if you want to try it again, we can try it again.
No, it reminds me because you give me a brochure of starting the BIA,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you still have some of those brochures.
Oh, we do. We'll get them. We'll get an updated version. It's a lot of work and a long
Yeah.
haul to get a BIA. I mean, we came so close. We were just a few votes away from getting it.
We started a meeting last week with Arena, sponsored by
Yeah, last
Arena in
Friday.
their place,
Yeah.
regarding the BIA meeting, you know.
Yeah.
And hopefully that we will talking about next or some other time, if possible.
Yeah, we're talking about maybe in a couple of weeks because of the current condition. We're gonna do a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
We have to get more people to join the
Yeah.
Zoom meeting.
Okay.
So speak to Eras.
Yeah.
Speak
Yes.
to Eras. Oh, Eras?
Yeah, you have to because
They can,
the landlord has to.
the landlord, and
We have to speak to the landlord.
and also the owner of this home, Tita Cecil and Bon and Josie is all tenants there.
Yeah.
All right. So, look, you have the support of my office.
Yeah.
We'll help you wherever we can. I must admit now we are spending a lot of time on vaccine information
Yes,
and
yes.
helping small businesses recover.
Yeah.
So, but we can always find the time
Yeah.
to help the BIA.
Yeah. So anyway, I know you have a limited time to be with us because of the new protocol from the city of
Yeah.
Toronto.
Have to be a little careful. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've given you not more than 10, 15 minutes, I believe.
Oh no, this is no, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Councilor James, and of course your parting words to our not only Filipino listeners and watchers, because this radio is the only Filipino-owned radio that caters to the ethnicity. All ethnic groups are welcome here. We have several programs hosted by not Filipinos but other nationals as well.
Yeah.
Your parting words, please.
My parting words is thank you so much for this invitation, and it's always a thrill to come to the radio station and to be a part of the great things that are happening in the Philo community. I hope soon that I will not need all this stuff.
We understand.
That pretty soon everyone will be vaccinated. That will be out on Bathurst Street celebrating the Taste of
The
Manila.
taste of Manila,
Yeah,
of course.
And that the city will be there to support the Filipino community. So I thank you so much for the invitation. I want everybody to be safe. If an opportunity comes up to get vaccinated, And of course, mabuhay.
All
Yes,
right.
thank you very much.
Thank you very
Okay, Kapit, your parting words, please.
Well, I hope that you continue to support our, whatever we try to do for the community, business-wise, and also the regular resident of the Toronto people. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, Carolee.
All right. I don't want to say speech long, and then thank you very much for your having our Tom Radio as a good explanation to what's happening in our area, especially in COVID time. All right. Thank you very much, Councilor.
Okay, all the best.
I
Take
hope
care.
to. This is the beginning of being you a guest.
Okay.
I'm sure we will invite you
When you're free.
when you're free.
When you're free, just
yes,
give us a call and we will be having you.
I would love to come back again.
Without wearing those face shield and mask. All right, thank you very much. Yan po
Okay.
mga kababayan ang
All
ating
about,
special
okay.
interview with Councilor James Pasternak. Maraming salamat po and good day.
So why would you want Genesis Immigration to help you in your application? Our company, Genesis Immigration Consulting, is committed to providing truthful, honest, competent, and result-oriented service through advising and representing our client, Canada and overseas in a wide range of immigration matters, which focuses on providing support, building dependable relationships, and promoting success. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. But why would you want Genesis Immigration to help you in your application? We work with passion. Highly recommended by clients. Yes. Professional. ICCRC registered. Caring. Knowledgeable. Approachable. High value on integrity. Experienced. Affordable. Reliable. Trustworthy. For more information, please visit us at www.genesisimmigration.consulting.com. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more, or have an idea you would like to see on our next video, click like and subscribe, and leave a comment.